September 16th, Cardiff, first Beatdown.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Beatdown Promotions 10. We are live from the sold-out Eaton's Hill Hotel and powered by DAZN. We've got something special for you this evening as finally we are crowning a champion. That's right, the first time in the promotion's history we're going to have a welterweight champion, as Jack James takes on the Blood Diamond in our international main event. I'm Jake Anderson, joined by Jaden Binney. Jaden, mate, take us through our main event.
Our main event, Blood Diamond versus Jack James. I would say Blood Diamond has his work cut out for him tonight. We know the man is an exceptional striker from his UFC career, but unfortunately for him, Jack James is an exceptional grappler.
Yep.
I'm sure he's going to look to use that tonight and avoid the threat of standing up with Blood Diamond.
Yeah, absolutely. Jack James was part of our fight of the year last year against a striker. Now, he did struggle in that match, and just to add a little bit of a layer to it, it was against Blood Diamond's opponent. Now, Jack James overcome the adversity against the striker, got him down, pounded him out, but man, when your teammate gets beaten by a guy, it's got to add the fuel to the fire, especially if you have the skills to be able to give that guy trouble. And that's what we're seeing as our welterweight main event is an international affair. And who could forget, in our co-main, it almost overshadows the main event as Max Kelly takes on, Saddam Jaharana. What more can you say about him? The guy just screams violence, and he's a late-minute replacement for the injured Hoshi Frederick, who honestly would have been a great matchup, but this one is just violence incarnate.
Yeah, absolutely. Max Kelly, I believe the man is coming off 3 wins, all in the first round of his last 3 fights, so I can expect a really quick start from Max Kelly, which could play to his strength based on the fact that Jahanara has been out for quite a while. The man's very experienced, but I believe he has not competed for over 2 years now.
Yeah, correct. He has been injured and taking it on late notice. I mean, we all know that Max Kelly will fight anyone, and Jaharana just proves to be very much the same. And the fight before that one, this one could be the one to watch for the performance of the night as Loga takes on Law. I mean, Nate Law is a sniper, and we know the Loga brothers, they're just dynamite sticks.
Yeah, Nate Law is a very disciplined and technical striker, which
Absolutely,
is almost why it's so exciting to see someone like Mario go up against Nate Law. I'm sure Nate Law has all the tools to try and deal with the puzzle that is Mario Loga, but it's a very exciting fight. I can't wait to see it.
Absolutely. When somebody just packs the power like that, every single second, every minute, every round of the fight, they just have that constant threat. But first, we've got our prelim card, and that one, our featured bout, is Eamon Quinn O'Connor returning back to the Beatdown cage. And this time, he's fighting Ben Evans. I mean, Ben Evans is just so fun to watch. I don't think I've ever seen him throw a jab. He was getting warmed up in the cage before, and he was throwing jabs. I almost guarantee you that he won't tonight. It'll be all 2s and 3s. It'll be all straights and hooks. And man, taking on Eamon Quinn O'Connor, who really does show experience beyond his years. That's a fantastic undercard. Thank you to DAZN for making this one possible. Our card later on, the card is going to be on DAZN.com or their app, DAZN. Make sure that you search Beatdown X on the app. Stay tuned as we get underway in moments.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening and welcome along to the wonderful Eaton's Hill Hotel. This is Beatdown 10, another sold-out show brought to you by Beatdown Promotions. And our big show tonight brought to you with thanks to our major sponsor, Next Gen Construction, as well as all of our bout sponsors that we will acknowledge throughout the night. But ladies and gentlemen, as I said, this is Beatdown number 10, another full house in attendance. So ladies and gentlemen, what do you say? Are you ready for our first fight of the evening? Well, for those in the crowd, Beatdown Promotions promise you the best of nights, and for those watching at home, the best of fights. You can tune in via DAZN YouTube, and then, of course, we move across to DAZN.com for our main fights of the evening. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get them out here for the first on our big card here tonight, a Friday night at the fights here at the wonderful Eaton's Hill Hotel. This one is brought to you with thanks to Astute Wollowin. We fight 3-by-3-minute rounds. We're doing it in the light heavyweight division. Introducing to you first, making his way to the cage to fight out of the blue corner, this is Odin Robinson.
All right, fight fans, here we go. Time for our first bout of the evening as Odin Robinson, Mackay MMA product, 1-0 in his short amateur career, looking to keep that momentum going. He's a grappler by trade, and he's looking to keep that undefeated record intact tonight. Let's see if he can bring that grappling grit to this matchup and set the tone for the night with a finish. And let me tell you, I've been backstage, and the sound of these two light heavyweight boys warming up, the pads seriously sounded like gunshots, Jaden. It was unbelievable, and we all know what power the light heavyweights bring to the table. Raw power, explosive movement, and the potential, you know, for a knockout at any moment. And as we can see him there at the checkpoint, he's got that focused look. He's definitely ready to put his skills up to the test. And we can see if he can land any of those shots that he was landing on the pads. I mean, at this type of weight, mate, you got to think they can just hit that button and shut him off.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent fighting out of the red corner. This is Joe Close.
And Joe Cloak, 2-0, fighting out of the illustrious Australian Academy of Integrated MMA. Based in Brisbane, calls himself a striker. 2-0 as mentioned, and he's looking to keep that perfect record alive. He's stepping into the cage tonight with confidence despite this matchup happening last minute. It's usually those guys that are the ones to watch out for, the guys that are willing to take it on very, very, very short notice. But to be honest, it's almost a guilty pleasure of mine, especially when two of these gentlemen in the higher weights get thrown in there last minute, because once we know that cardio goes out the window, the hands come down, and the offense usually just stays up. So it's a little guilty pleasure, as mentioned. And as mentioned, these light heavyweights, they have that concussive striking power that can end a fight in an instant. As this is our opening bout, and both these fighters are hungry to make a statement. Let's see who brings the thunder in this higher weight division tonight. As our preliminary bout has made their way into the cage, we kick it to James O'Shea to get us started.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing you to the first bout on our big card here tonight. This one is in the light heavyweight division, and it is brought to you thanks to Astute Wollowin. Introducing to you first, standing across, fighting out of the blue corner, weighed in officially 93.10 kilos. Travels to Brisbane, the River City tonight from Mackay, where he's trained out of the Mackay MMA gym. His record to date, 1 fight for 1 win. Give it up. This is Odin Robinson. Standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, weighing in officially 92.70 kilos. From right here in Brisbane, Queensland, trained out of the Integrated MMA gym. His record, 2 fights for 2 wins. This is Joe Close. Referee, third man in the middle of the action is Mr. Chris Hay.
Our first fight of the evening is brought to you by Astute Wollowin. Astute Wollowin is recommended and used by Beatdown promotion staff for all things finance, loans and wealth management. For all things finance, give Simon a call at 0405 751 173. First round, Cloak versus Robinson. Robinson in the blue and Cloak in the red. I mean, first things first, you can really see a difference in the body composition of both guys, but when Cloak was out the back, he was hitting those pads, and it sounded like a gunshot, and there's 2 gunshots right to the chin of Cloak. He's looking a little bit slow on the draw, isn't he? Robinson's being able to get fist to face just much more often.
Yeah, I agree, absolutely. Cloak carrying his hands a little bit low and looking just a little bit hesitant to throw down.
Good. Looks like Robinson complaining about a poke possibly there. Something's happened with the eye.
Neutral corner.
Even Cloak was sort of giving him props to saying, no, something's going on. A bit of sportsmanship there. The boys get back into it.
Cloak, using some probing feints, trying to get a reaction out of Robinson, and so far it's been all Robinson. There's already a little bit of claret on the cheek of Cloak, who's showing that he's game. He's starting to move his head, actually, which is definitely a good idea, especially when you're getting tagged so much and so early. Oh, he chooses to spin, looked like it connected. Robinson's wobbled. Oh, and now Robinson's all over him. Peppering him with strikes, and Cloak gets back up to his feet. He looks like he's recovered somewhat. And he's on the front foot. What is going on? Oh, just trading. Oh, Robinson with a huge one. He's on wobbly legs, and that's it. Whoa! Signed, sealed, and delivered. It is exactly what we said. These big boys throw them. They throw them with intent, and that's exactly what happens. As Odin Robinson makes short work of Joe Cloak, who really made a seriously good impression of himself. That was going either way for a moment there. And the sportsmanship abound, but you could just see how unimpressed Joe Cloak was with that, the calling of that fight. But, oh man, could you have let it go a little bit longer? Maybe, but he could have been eating some really, really unnecessary shots, JD.
Yeah, that was awesome striking by Robinson there for a self-proclaimed grappler.
As we kick over to our next-gen constructions replay, there it is. It's almost a little bit of a forearm that connected, and Cloak looked just as surprised as Odin Robinson. And as he goes in for the finish, he almost runs into punches.
Yeah, you picked it exactly right, Jake. These guys just threw hands, maximum power, planted their feet, and just punched as hard as possible from the get-go.
And you can just see the faculties of Joe Cloak just going out from underneath him. And if we can cut to the cage, you can see Odin Robinson holding a photo. It's got to be of some sentiment there. As we kick it to James O'Shea in the cage.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get set to make this one official. This one brought to you thanks to Astute Woolowin. What a way to start, ladies and gentlemen. Give these boys both a big round of applause. What an incredible first bout on Beatdown number 10. But ladies and gentlemen, 1 minute 20 of round number 1. Your winner by TKO when it goes to the blue corner, Odin Robinson.
I love you so much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll grab a few words with our winner. Quite a special moment for you. Tell us a bit about this.
Well, first of all, I'd just like to thank my Lord and Saviour, Jesus Christ. There is power in the name of Jesus. Amen. I'd just like to dedicate this victory to my brother, my teammate, my friend, Hakariah Wilson. I miss you. I love you, brother. And that was everyone for back home. And that was for your legacy, my brother. And this is my way of honouring you. Thank you.
Give him a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Well, what a way to do it as well. It was a minute 20, but plenty happened in that minute 20.
Oh, brother, the boy wasn't fighting me. He was fighting me and Huck. And he was not going to win. Respect to this gym. And Joe, thank you for taking the fight. Yeah.
A lot of emotion in this to get the job done and to be holding that picture and talking about that. What does this moment mean to you?
From the moment that I got asked to fight, I was literally visualizing this victory speech, and it came true.
Well, when you thought about it, how did you see this fight going in your mind?
Exactly like how it did.
Well, talk us through it. As I said, a lot happened in that minute 20, so you saw a few openings. I mean, there was plenty of action.
Well, my background's grappling. I love to wrestle, but I got fucking hands too, baby.
And to open the show in that fashion and to get the job done. So you keep undefeated. What's next?
I just want to get back in here ASAP. I want to stay fit. I've been in the game 2 minutes. I've got so much to learn, but I'm here for it.
Well, how much more improvement is left? That's the scary part.
Oh, I'm keen to go all the way, baby.
Well, lastly, I'll give you the mic. Like a few people you'd like to thank.
Just want to thank my gym, Makai MMA. They're family. They're my family. I love them so much. All of MMA back home. So you guys too. Got that CQ1-2. Christoph, thanks for the Nutella, my bro. Kurt, Strength. I just want to thank my sponsors, Damien from Genuine Outcomes, and Carol, Labour Hire. Without your guys' support, I couldn't be in here, so thank you. And thank you everyone that helped me on my camp as well. To my friends and family that came here tonight, thank you. I love you. I'll see you guys soon.
Congratulations to Odin Roberts. Give him a big round of applause. Congratulations. Enjoy the moment.
Beatdown 10 brought to you and powered by DAZN. YouTube, DAZN Sport, our main card tonight, live on DAZN.com. That's DAZN.com, DAZN.com, or through the app. Search Beatdown X for Beatdown 10. Subscribe to DAZN to watch. That's DAZN to watch.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we move to the next bout on our big card here tonight. This is Beatdown 10, brought to you with thanks to our major sponsor, Next Gen Constructions. Bout number 2 on our big program here tonight is brought to you with thanks to, once again, Astute Woolawin. Let's bring out the two fighters. First of all, fighting out of the blue corner, this is Ocean Askin.
The signature Irish jig of Ocean Askin. 3-1 fighting out of Fight Cross MMA in Brisbane. He's billed as a grappler, and this one's been simmering on the stove for almost a year now, and it's reaching a boiling point. A matchup that was a long time coming. At Beatdown 10, we finally get to see it. With a 3-1 record, Askin thrives on relentless pressure, both mentally and physically. Whether he's chaining takedowns, whether he's landing ground and pound, or hunting for the submission, he forces opponents into survival mode, keeping them on more worried about defending than getting back into the fight. That's really where he thrives. Once he gets control, it's a long night for anyone standing across from him.
And now introducing you to his opponent to fight out of the red corner. This is Kobe Woodley.
6 million ways to die. Took a lot to get this rolling, nigga. 6 million ways to get rich. Everybody keep telling me make a club record. You ain't trapping no more, stop making drug records. You got a daughter about to come, stop making thug records. I brought that money back fast, I had to plug.
The standing sentinel almost in the cage, waiting for the entrance of Kobe Wood Lynch. And there he is, 1-1, fighting out of Courage Training Centre under OG Ian Bone in his corner. And of course, one half of our main event, Jack James, in pursuit of him there. He's most definitely a striker. And working on his dream since 11 years of age with experience to the tune of 11-3 in Muay Thai. Wood Lynch is back after a dominant decision win last year and looking to keep his momentum rolling. A technical, aggressive striker. He's dangerous when he finds his rhythm. He builds off, clean connections, reading reactions and breaking opponents down as the fight progresses. And none of it seems like talent. Sort of the tune we've come to sing about Courage Training Centre, all of it. It just seems like hard work. That's not to say he isn't talented, but everything he does, it looks like he's put the reps in. He's put the rounds in. It's nothing short of time and dedication and less than simply having the skills for free. As this one has all the ingredients for a heated clash of styles, and these two have already had some words online leading up to the fight. It's striker versus grappler as we send it over to James O'Shea for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing you to the second bout on our card here tonight. And this one is brought to you thanks to Astute Wollowin. 3x3 minute rounds, again in the bantamweight division this time. Introducing to you first, standing across the cage to fight out of the blue corner. Weighed in officially 61.6 kilos. Based right here in Brisbane, Queensland, trained out of the Fight Cross MMA gym. His record to date, 4 fights, 3 wins, and just the 1 loss. He is representing the Fighting Irish. This is Ocean Askin! His opponent standing across the cage to fight out of the red corner. Tipped the scales yesterday, officially 60.80 kilos. Travels to us tonight from Townsville in North Queensland, trained out of the Courage Training Centre. His record to date, 2 fights, 1 win and the 1 loss. This is Kobe Wood Lynch. Referee, third man in the middle in charge of the action is Mr. Thomas Churchill.
Second bout of the evening, brought to you by Astute Wollowin, is recommended and used by Beatdown Promotion staff for all things finance, loans and wealth management. For all things finance, give Simon a call at 0405, as the boys are touching hands, 751 173. Second fight of the night, Askin versus Wood Lynch. Askin in the blue, Wood Lynch in the red. The boys already starting to feel each other out. Ocean taking the centre and choosing to strike with the striker. Exchanging pleasantries on the feet. Just looking to get the measure of each other, it seems. Gone are the age of shoot first, ask questions later for the grappler. You really do have to blend those shots because everybody's just getting so used to the approach of the wrestler, shooting straight in on the hips. I mean, you've got to blend it into your strikes.
Yeah, absolutely. And Wood Lynch from Courage Training Centre, he's going to be well versed in stuffing a takedown with no setup.
And Ocean Askin just more than willing to trade on the feet, even connecting against Wood Lynch. Looks very composed, looks light on his feet. And as mentioned before, Wood Lynch, he likes to find his little openings and then build on them, but it looks like, right as I say that, he does find one. He's having a little bit of trouble, more so than we usually see from him. Looking to be fairly evenly matched on the feet thus far. This all could be a ruse, just Ocean Askin trying to get Kobe Wood Lynch really dedicated to throwing on the feet so that he can dive in on those hips, but and Wood Lynch, just the danger of those strikes. So precise, he's got Ocean now on the back foot.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks to me like when Wood Lynch throws, he is throwing with a little bit more intention and malice than Ocean Askin.
And he's gone to that head kick on that open side a few times. Wood Lynch might see something he likes. This is so good. It's hard to believe sometimes that these guys are amateurs. The output and just the reads that they're putting on. Wood Lynch staring him down. Really nimble on the feet. It's beautiful to see. Ocean Askin almost moving a little bit and then sort of stays in place. And that's when Wood Lynch can go. Wood Lynch doing it much more proactively.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd agree. Very disciplined striking by Wood Lynch. And it looks like he's starting to have some success splitting the guard of Ocean Askin when he throws his right hand.
That's a really good point. Ocean Askin trying to use that forearms guard. And without those big gloves, it's really not the same. As you can see, the blood starting to trickle from the nose of Ocean Askin. Strikes most definitely finding their way through. Ocean Askin says, nah, there was nothing on it, but I think there was a bit on it. Tries to back Wood Lynch up and does so. Not a shot in sight from the grappler, choosing to stand, and you can hear just the appreciation of the crowd for that fact. A very, very fun round on the feet with both men giving as good as they got. As we go to our next-gen construction replay, and Ocean Askin almost looking a little bit too lackadaisical, and that was when Wood Lynch really just started to pour it on.
Yeah, absolutely. And the shots that Wood Lynch is landing, although both boys are landing shots, you can see a little bit of blood starting to drip down the chest of Ocean Askin, because I believe the shots that Kobe Wood Lynch landed were a little bit stronger.
Yeah, it's a very good point. And if that nose goes, fair enough, these are 3-minute rounds, but if it goes in the first one, I mean, it can only get worse from there. As they call seconds out, we go into our second round. It's usually around this point where Wood Lynch will see something that he likes and he really starts trying to tear ahead. It'll be interesting if he does so, if Ocean Askin chooses to go to his bread and butter and try and grapple with the striker. I like those front kicks, especially if you know that the guy's going to try and stand with you. Outside calf of Ocean Askin on that lead leg, getting a little bit red, and it's very difficult to try and tell a civilian what it feels like to be kicked in the calf.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it just makes the foot dead. You feel like it's not even a pain, it just shuts off. And Wood Lynch trying to shut off the lights of Ocean Askin as it gets him cornered.
Yeah, and as the legs go of Ocean Askin, it starts to get harder to move your body and move your head. And Kobe Wood Lynch's straight 1-2 down the center will start to land more and more, I think we'll see.
Yeah, it's like Wood Lynch is getting more ideas as Ocean Askin is having less of them. Just probing, feeling out, using those inside and outside leg kicks as measurers of the distance. Ocean Askin just asking for it. Throws it 3-2. Ocean Askin posing a little bit after he's throwing, and there's the shot. Absolutely no center. So after all that striking that he put in the bank, oh! Hard to see who got the worst of that one, Len. Ocean Askin is definitely looking compromised.
Yeah, that's a huge moment in this fight because he didn't shoot for so long, and then when he finally did, Wood Lynch kind of just shrugged him off like straight away. That's very disheartening if you're a grappler and you were saving that one up for so long.
Absolutely. I think it's a lot of these probing shots, taking out the legs and landing that spiteful jab. I think what he's doing, he's not trying to oversell his hips too much to give that shot away to Ocean Askin. And Askin just out of desperation went for it, and the jab drops him. We want to talk about desperation. Ocean Askin, has to be feeling it now. Wood Lynch stands up.
Great work by Wood Lynch. You can hear his coach, Ian Bone, calling for him to stand up and just
absolutely. This is almost exactly what he didn't want. Ocean Askin now gobbling up that leg with his own, looking for a single, but he's got that strap around the back.
Yeah, good work by Kobe Wood Lynch, though, to keep his whizzer in place. It looks like his balance is not too compromised just yet. And, wow, Ocean Askin is really leaking blood all over the calves and legs of Kobe Wood Lynch.
Yeah, I mean, in a fight where you're looking down trying to get that shot, you can see that blood. It's got to give you a little bit of desperation to try and finish this. Very, very deep on the leg. He's like a dog on a bone. But Wood Lynch just not surprised, not phased. I mean, how much training he would have done against the cage to wait for this. As another very good round for Wood Lynch in the books. We try not to judge from the sidelines, but you've got to imagine that Ocean Askin has got to get a finish in this third round. It does not look good thus far. Wood Lynch very calm in the corner as we go to our next-gen constructions replay, and he's just putting numbers together. Even changing stances in doing so. And exactly to your point, Jaden, he was just so ready for that shot.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kobe Wood Lynch's striking is so disciplined, especially for an amateur fighter. He just throws really solid straight punches, and the smallest mistake by Ocean Askin ended up getting him dropped by a jab.
In this third round, expect Ocean Askin to really turn on the grappling, but he needs to do so by setting it up with the hands, and expect Wood Lynch to really, really put his foot on the gas. These boys from Courage Training Centre, they don't come for decisions. Especially a bloke like Wood Lynch. We've seen it from him before. When he gets that, he sees that chink in the armour, he's going to throw a crowbar in there and open that thing up. Cosmetically, Ocean Askin looking a lot better with that blood being wiped away, but the damage is done. A lot of the time when you hurt your nose like that, it goes down the back of the throat, it affects your breathing, and psychologically, that metallic taste, you know that your face has been compromised. We talk about compromise, big right hands from Wood Lynch. We see Ocean Askin now changing stances. I like to think that it's from those leg kicks.
Yeah, absolutely. You can just see when the boys, they both exchange right hands, but it looks to me like Ocean Askin's punches just don't have the same power and intent that Kobe Wood Lynch's do.
Wood Lynch almost drawing him in, taking him around. Lowering him, baiting Ocean Askin to go, and he does so. Ocean Askin becoming the aggressor, at least initiating more of these exchanges. Just to prove us wrong, whenever we say Ocean Askin needs to come out and wrestle and Wood Lynch needs to turn it on, Ocean Askin comes out just throwing. Getting lazy with that kick, and it might be from the support leg being compromised. It's hard to tell, but those leg kicks, they really do affect everything. Your ability to shoot, your ability to throw kicks, your ability to sit down on your punches.
Yeah, absolutely, that lead leg of Ocean Askin is starting to look quite swollen already, quite red.
Yeah, he's really starting to... He's trying to check, but Wood Lynch is so fast with it. He's wrapping that shin around the calf, the meat of that calf where that nerve is. And it just gets engorged with blood and swells up and chokes that nerve and makes the foot dead.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I mean about Kobe's disciplined striking. He just keeps hitting the same spot. He's found something that works, a straight 1-2 and a calf kick, and he just keeps exploiting the same mistake, and Ocean's really struggling.
Yeah, on the other side of that, I mean, Ocean Askin's really not doing anything Wood Lynch hasn't seen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, and he's choosing now. He's switching stances. He's switched his feet and kicked the rear leg of Ocean Askin. I mean, he can't even hide. He can't even switch stances. Wood Lynch is just coming after those legs. It's exchange after exchange, isn't it? Oh, and Wood Lynch. Yeah. I think he was setting that up for a while. It's like a baseball bat just flying over your head, nearly giving you a haircut. And the work rate of Ocean Askin has really, really dropped off. Wood Lynch with 10 seconds left, and Ocean Askin trying to make something happen. As the boys are going to exchange to the very end. Man, as advertised, a fantastic fight. Ocean Askin and like Wood Lynch, man. The striking that he's showing at such an early stage in his amateur career, let alone his professional career, it's only upwards from here. Fair enough, he has that Muay Thai experience, but he's been able to tweak it. He's been able to take out the things that don't work so that it fits in with the sport of MMA. And I think the sky's the limit for this young fella. Did fantastically as we go to our next gen constructions replay. It became more of a shutout. You could just see his reactions there. The slightest movement from Ocean Askin and there was nothing doing for him. It was all Wood Lynch as he grabs on at the end, knowing that he had the fight, and beautiful sportsmanship from both boys, especially when they talk so much smack online. It's great to see. To the adoration of his fan club in the crowd. It looks to be all but official for Kobe Wood Lynch. As the judges finish tallying up the scorecards, and we cross over to James O'Shea in the cage.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get set to make this one official and brought to you with thanks to Astute Woolowin. But again, big round of applause for both boys. Again, what a fantastic contest here. After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges scored about 30-27 in favour of your winner by unanimous decision. And it goes to the red corner, Kobe Wood Lynch. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll grab a few words with our winner. Kobe, congratulations, a very polished performance tonight.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everyone from Townsville that made the trip. It means the world to me, it really does.
Talk us through that performance.
Yeah, that is textbook, I know. We don't get tired at Courage Training Centre, so I know I can push the pace all day, and I'm evolving wherever it comes, wherever the fight goes, and I'll get better.
It was a very disciplined performance from you from start to finish. Is that something you really concentrated on in there?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we worked on it, all the small techniques, every single fight. We're always looking for ways to get better.
The career continues to go from strength to strength. Where is Kobe Wood Lynch right now, and how far have we got to go yet?
I still got a long way to go, but I'm loving the process. I really am. Yeah.
And the gym, it could be a pretty big night for the team from up Townsville way.
100%. We still got Jack James in the main event that's about to win. Appreciate Coach Bone, Jack James, everyone from Courage. You all know who you are.
Congratulations, enjoy tonight, and we can't wait to see what's next.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thanks for being with us for Beatdown Promotions 10, our prelims on YouTube via DAZN Sport. And go to DAZN.com, search Beatdown X for our main card this evening, and subscribe to DAZN to watch. That's DAZN.com, or via their app, search Beatdown 10 for our main card and subscribe to DAZN to watch.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we move on our big card here tonight. We hope you are enjoying all of the action, those in the venue here from the wonderful Eatonsville complex, and those at home tuning in for the very first time. Beatdown is being broadcast on DAZN.com. So our prelims via the YouTube channel and our main via DAZN.com. So Beatdown 10 brought to you thanks to Next Gen Constructions. We move on in our big card here tonight. Let's bring out the fighters for the next bout on our program. This one is brought to you thanks to Confidential Tax and Business Services. Bringing out the two fighters, first of all, making her way to the cage to fight out of the blue corner. This is Jasmine Ronaki.
That's my
feel like in the nighttime.
Jasmine Ronaki 1-0, fighting out of the Fight Centre in Brisbane. Making her way to the cage first. Fighting out of the Fight Centre, as mentioned, that makes her a technical striker, whether she likes it or not. She's wasted no time in making an impact in her debut, where she was out-grappled, but more importantly, composed while she had her back taken and generally had her opponent climb her like a monkey, threatening submissions. But in the second round, she comes out and immediately looks to right the wrongs, and does so with big power, making the sins of the first round seem so far in the past. And tonight, she looks to keep up that momentum and keep it rolling with powerful striking and a relentless work rate. I totally expect her to push the pace and to test her opponent early, much like she learned was the winning formula in her successful debut here on Beatdown Promotions.
And now introducing you to her opponent to fight out of the red corner. This is Jane Van Dunen.
I just want to write this note to all my opposition, to say thank you from the pit of my soul for your caustic inspiration. My methods may be
Jane Van Dunen, 1-1, fighting out of fifth wave BJJ in Brisbane. Looking to hand Ronaki her first loss, one half of possibly the Beatdown Promotions fight of the century is Van Dunen. She's also no stranger to the striking game, as she had an absolute burner on Beatdown Promotions too, I just alluded to, where sometimes this game is simply a face-punching contest. And it was that night. And sometimes, almost every single time, that is great fun to watch. With a 1-1 record, she's already tested herself in the cage and will be bringing that experience into this matchup. Having tasted the success of victory and the bitterness of defeat, she has that 1-1 record to go by. Expect a composed and calculated approach as two talented strikers make their way into the cage, and we send it over to James O'Shea for the official fighter introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing you to the next bout on our big card here tonight. It's brought to you thanks to Confidential Tax and Business Services. We do it in the bantamweight division. Introducing to you first, standing across the cage in the blue corner, weighed in officially 61.1 kilos. Trained out of the Fight Centre right here in Brisbane. Record to date, 1 fight for 1 win. Brisbane makes a noise. This is Jasmine Rodnacki. Standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, weighed in officially 60.4 kilos. Also hailing from here in Brisbane, trained out of the fifth wave, BJJ Gym. Her record today, 2 fights for 1 win and the 1 loss. Makes a noise. This is Jane Van Duinen.
Fight number 3 on our card, brought to you by CTBS. See the team at CTBS for all tax, finance and business accounting and advice. Head to ctbs.net.au for more information on how CTBS can help your business. Rodnacki in the blue, Van Duinen in the red, and immediately the girls are already throwing. Van Duinen going up high. Oh, and so does Rodnacki's return to sender. This is just going to be 3 rounds of this if one of them doesn't fall down. Rodnacki looking very, very composed. Van Duinen very much the same. Van Duinen sort of the head up, the chin in the air, and elbows sort of flared. Rodnacki a little bit more of a disciplined approach.
Yeah, Jane Van Duinen has a unique ability to just turn any bout into an absolute dogfight.
Yeah, it's funny that. Very aggressive, and it almost worked for her. It looks like her chin is up in the air, but she gets people to throw at her, and then she connects on them. It's almost like it's bait in a trap. Rodnacki finding that the jab is just a little bit too fast for the counter that time. I like the movement of Rodnacki. Not staying completely in front. If there's nothing doing, she's getting out. Using those feet to go laterally. Oh, and she just explodes in, and Van Duinen was not ready. Van Duinen just whipping her around to get her down. Instead of capitalizing on it, she goes, no, back on your feet. Let's pick up where we left off, and they do exactly that. Nice. Van Duinen continuing to measure. I think she is the longer of the 2 girls. So using those really long weapons, keeping Rodnacki on the outside is a good idea. Measuring and measuring. It looks like the kicks leading into the punches is the go for Van Duinen. She's throwing some naked kicks on the outside, and when Rodnacki's going, she's choosing the hands. Another kick from the outside. Rodnacki looks like she's gluing onto it. Oh, and she glues onto a big right hand over the top.
Yeah, it looks like Rodnacki's had some success catching Van Duinen on the way in. Just as Van Duinen's about to engage, Rodnacki sits down, like dips, and just bombs a right hand. And she's caught Van Duinen like 3 times now with the same setup.
And these women tussle against the cage the first time in this bout. It's really the first time that either of them has even slowed down, and it's not by choice. Van Duinen trying to muscle with that underhook, turn the tables on Rodnacki.
Yeah, both parties with their hands locked in the over-under position, but unfortunately, if no one gets a takedown, this is a position where you can just both waste so much energy.
Yeah. And they finished the round like that, a very action-packed one. Neither seeming to get the advantage too much. It looked like Renaki landed the bigger shot, but Van Dynen had those kicks working for her. Be very interesting to see how that one was scored, but we go to our next-gen constructions replay. And you can see Renaki, just that right hand that you alluded to, over the top. It really was there when she needed it. Here's that takedown. Van Dynen just spinning her around, almost a big system move. Just to let her know that if she wanted to play the kicking game, she's got answers. And the raucous crowd at Beatdown Promotions 10. I'm saying it now, wait till Max Kelly walks out. You won't even recognize this place. But for right now, we're moving into round 2. Renaki in the blue corner, Van Dynen in the red.
Round 2, you ready? Ready? Fight!
I'm finding that Renaki is just doing that a little bit more in the feint game.
I agree. She also seems to have a better base of support when she's throwing her punches. You can see a very clear reaction out of Van Dynen when those punches land.
Yeah, it's such a good point, especially when Van Dynen, is getting pressured. She's really loading up her back leg and almost leaning back, and it's putting her out of position. It works some of the time proactively if you know that you're going to lean when your opponent's striking, but as a reactive way of doing it, Renaki's just choosing to bolt in when she's doing it. She's getting caught out of position. Yet another kick caught. Oh, and Van Dynen lands one. Pressures her, gets her down, starts wrapping up the neck.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Jake, the big system move works once again, catches the kick and just bullies Jasmine Renaki down to the mat.
Van Dynen taking the points and whatever punches she could land.
Yeah, interesting to me that Van Dynen didn't really make too much of an effort to try and maintain that front headlock. She kind of just let Jasmine Renaki stand back up and try and land a few uppercuts on the way back up.
If you're Van Dynen here, and you're really trapped in this position, Jaden, how are we working to get out?
Yeah, I mean, Jasmine Renaki's corner is calling for a throw-by to take the back, and Van Dynen made a bit of a mistake, in my opinion. She actually turned and gave her back to Jasmine Renaki. She's now back to a chest-to-chest position, so she's a little bit safer, but Renaki's maintaining her hands locked with double underhooks, which is a horrible position to be in when your back is against the fence. Jasmine Renaki trying to hook the leg of Van Dynen and find a way to hustle her down to the mat. Van Dynen with no whizzer, so I think that throw-by would still be a great option for Jasmine Renaki.
Yeah, just even the ability to get Van Dynen's hands down on the mat and coming around to that dominant position behind her, because what we've got is a stalemate at best.
Yeah, if Jasmine Renaki could just bow, her corner's calling for her to take the back. Huge missed opportunity. That's a shame. But she finds herself at the bottom of half guard with an underhook. It could be worse, but it definitely could have been better.
Van Dynen again just trying to wrap up the neck. Very opportunistic grappler is Van Dynen. I mean, if you're the striker and you want it on the feet anyway, why not jump on the neck? If they choose to stand up from there, you're back to where you thought you were going to be in the fight anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can still see Renaki just so light on the feet. As she cracks Van Dynen yet again. And it's Van Dynen who gets the doubles and takes the back. Much different round. Much more grappling involved. Could be attributed to both girls. Neither girl getting a distinct advantage on the feet and then trying to get something concrete in the judges.
Yeah, it's a shame for Jasmine Renaki because she was so close to some really strong attacking positions. It just couldn't quite catch and capitalize.
Yeah, we go to our next gen construction replay and yet another kick caught. I'm starting to think that maybe in the camp there was something for Van Dynen to focus on, and they did that on catching the kicks because it's worked twice now. And I really like that in any exchange, whether they're standing up, whether it's the clinch and you choose to break, immediately going to that strike while they're still thinking about the clinch. Fantastic work. And we are rolling into the third round. Renaki versus Van Dynen.
This is round number 3. Come on, to make some noise. And final round.
Straight up the middle yet again goes Renaki. We saw that in the first round, that jab having success. She's gone back to it already. I would love to see her just spamming that jab. There she goes again. That thing is fast. She's choosing to feint, so Van Dynen's not really seeing it coming. And it's really getting a reaction.
Yeah, smart by Jasmine Renaki to feint a little bit, because Van Dynen seems to just have a kind of standard reaction. As soon as Jasmine Renaki comes toward her, she just throws that 1-2 down the center. Like you mentioned before, Jake, with her weight on the back foot. It's not really working too well for her.
And you can just see Renaki starting to load up on those counters now. And for good reason. She's finding Van Dynen with the jab. I mean, what comes after one, it's for two. She's finding the one consistently. If she can find that chin with the jab, she can find it with the right hand, and she does that. And the ref just comes barging over. Van Dynen saw it, I think, and she knew she had to fight back.
Looks like the mouth guard of Van Dynen is no longer in place.
I mean, if you're Renaki and you see your opponent's mouth guard go, now's the time to go.
Absolutely.
All fair in love and war, and this has absolutely been a war thus far.
Come in, fight.
Mouth guard replaced for Van Dynen. Renaki just stalking. I like her footwork. She's not following. She's cutting Van Dynen off. A very, very important distinction, especially if you're looking to counter, which Van Dynen was for much of the second round.
The massive right hand landed there for Jasmine Renaki, but she ends up getting reversed with her back against the cage.
Yeah, it's become the story of the fight is Van Dynen's become the one on the back foot for the majority of it. Renaki's going first, she's landing more, and she's walking forward. The corner just calling for her to go. She needs to go. She needs to get on the front foot, and she needs to make something work. And she starts to do exactly that. How composed is Renaki? Just finding the advantage, finding what's going to get her to win pretty much, and just sticking to it. Very much like Woodland before, very disciplined and very, very successful. As you can see, just the wear and tear on the face of Van Dynen, who tries to give some back. And we call time. What a great fight. Super discipline from both ladies who shoot. They show fantastic skill on the feet and their striking prowess. Van Dynen, we know that she has that dog from our Beatdown Promotions earlier fights, especially that one on Beatdown Promotions 2. I'm going to harp on about it. It was a fantastic scrap. And she brought that heart in here tonight against Renaki. And Jasmine Renaki, as we go to the next gen construction replay, she pulls and then she hits that 2-3, really gets in the face. And the two that you were talking about, that right hand in the first round, she found a home for it early and often in that third round. I mean, and Renaki's just all over in all of this replay.
Yeah, absolutely. And you could hear in that last round, Jasmine Renaki's corner just screaming for a 1-2 down the center. It was very clear what they wanted to do, and it worked great for her in that fight.
As our judges continue to deliberate. I mean, that first round was a very close one. I'm not knocking on getting it right. Judges, sometimes they need to take that extra bit of time, really tally it up and get it correct. Van Dynen, she just looks like she's ready to go again. Smiling. No stranger to violence. No stranger to a war like that. As we kick it back to James O'Shea for our official decision.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get set to make this one official. First of all, a big thank you to our About sponsor for this one, Confidential Tax and Business Services. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you would agree, but both fighters deserve a big round of applause. Great entertainment. 3 incredible rounds of action. We go to the judges' scorecards. And our first judge scores about 29 to 28. Our second card reads 30 to 27. And your third judge scores about 29 to 28. All to your winner by unanimous decision. And it goes to the red corner, Jane Van Dynen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll grab a couple of words with Jane. Well, what a fight, what an incredible 3 rounds. It was amazing for us to watch. What was it like in here in the middle as one half of that?
She threw hard, man. She fought really well. That was hard work.
So for you, though, obviously you're able to keep your composure. Well, she came pretty hard in the third round, but did you feel you did enough to get the job done?
Obviously, I'm here, so I must have.
And again, the crowd loved. The guys in commentary just spoke glowingly about your first performance on Beatdown, so you're becoming quite a star here and putting on a show once again. So congratulations, and it must be great to hear the cheers of the crowd.
It's awesome. Can I just say a massive thank you to Fifth Wave crew. Always a pleasure working with you guys, always building me up, making me a good fighter. My coaches, Tay, Brian and Ricardo, and all the other fighters that are in Fifth Wave.
Enjoy tonight, another victory, and we can't wait to see you in here again.
Thank you very much.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, your winner here of this bout, very popular one in Jane Van Dynen.
And it turns out that Jane Van Dynen did have a lot to smile about, but sometimes we can see a fight in a certain light in the commentary booth, but Jane Van Dynen defying us and getting the job done. We did talk about that first round and possibly the second round being rather close. It was a difficult one to call, even though we did favour Ranaki in that third round. Beatdown 10, powered by DAZN. Remember, our main card tonight is live on DAZN.com, DAZN.com. Go to DAZN.com, search Beatdown X, and subscribe to DAZN to watch.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to the next bout on our big card here tonight. This is Beatdown 10, brought to you with thanks to Next Gen Constructions. Next bout on our big card here tonight, brought to you with thanks to Confidential Tax and Business Services. Let's bring out the 2 fighters. First of all, making his way to the cage to fight out of the blue corner, this is Jack Stewart.
Jack Stewart making his debut out of Ignite MMA on the Sunshine Coast. Considers himself an all-rounder. The 2 debutantes, 2 potential rising prospects, and they're set to make a statement under the bright lights, as the amateurs always try to do. We always say that these young debut fighters come out with nothing but vinegar in their veins and a lack of abandon when it comes to winning. Jack Stewart, coming out of Ignite MMA, who's got such a showing on this card tonight, is going to be of no exception. Ignite has been making waves on the regional scene, and tonight they look to add yet another name to their growing list of standout talents. With a camp known for its aggressive, well-conditioned fighters, you can bet that this man is stepping in prepared to make a statement and is more than ready.
Now introducing you to his opponent, making his way to the cage to fight out of the red corner. This is Jordan Collier.
Folks, it's 2020, the darkest.
And as Jordan Collier makes his way to the Beatdown Promotions cage. Also on debut, as mentioned, fighting at a base training centre in Brisbane. Under the watchful eye of UFC veteran Damian Brown. We know Base has built a reputation for producing well-rounded, battle-ready athletes, and Collier looks to be of no exception. If his fellow fighters and the success of Damian Brown is anything to go by, I mean, expect a disciplined, high-pressure style from this young gun as he looks to announce himself in a big way tonight. Two hungry prospects, two elite camps, really, with a reputation for fighters that are coming to win anyway, anyhow. Someone's going to walk out of this one with their first win. And it's time to get this one started. As both fighters make their way into the cage, let's hand it over to James O'Shea for the official introductions.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, introducing you to this bout on our card. It's brought to you thanks to Confidential Tax and Business Services. This one in the catchweight 73 kilo division. Introducing to you first, standing across in the blue corner, weighed in officially 72.5 kilos. From the Sunshine Coast, Queensland, trained out of the Ignite MMA gym. Tonight, he's on debut. This is Jack Stewart! His opponent standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. Tipped the scales yesterday, 72.1 kilos. From right here in Brisbane, the River City, he's trained out of the base training centre. Also into the cage, making his debut. Make some noise. This is Jordan Collier! Referee, third man in the middle, in charge of the action, Mr. Peter Hickmott.
Fight number 4 on our card, brought to you by CTBS for all tax, finance and business accounting and advice. Head to ctbs.net.au for more information on how CTBS can help your business. Jack Stewart in the blue, Jordan Collier in the red. And immediately the boys just exchanging leg kicks. Fakes a takedown. A big reaction from Collier.
Like you mentioned with our first fight, Jake, the guys who are very early in their career or debuting, they are so erratic, and it's really exciting to watch.
Oh, it's the best. It's the best. You watch for an entirely different reason than what you watch the pro guys for, because you really don't know what's going to happen. Sometimes there's a method to the madness, and sometimes the madness is just madness.
The madness is the method.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of the time, it works, and wow. Immediately the aggression of Collier, and it pays off in a big way. Collier dusts him. Wow, Jordan Collier is serious business. How long was that? Maybe a minute?
Yeah, if a minute, maybe less.
Oh man, Jordan Collier is not getting paid by the hour. He looked very intent from the moment he walked out, from the moment the bell went, from the moment they started just slinging leather. It was on. Jordan Collier, wins in an absolutely big way, and the adrenaline must have just been pumping through him, because as soon as he landed that shot, there was just more shots to come. I'm sure that went exactly how we imagined it would. Coming out very aggressive, landing shots and then landing more shots until he didn't need to land any more shots. That's literally the story of the fight. Man, and we say it, we tell people, we're like, these Amis, they're kind of fun to watch. And people will say, what's the main event? And we're like, oh, dude, I'm exhausted by the time it's the main event as we go to our next Gen Constructions replay. Collier just landing that right hand, looping it around, finding a home for it, throwing a few early ones, and boom! Literally the legs went out from Jack Stewart on such a heavy right hand. And here it is, bam! Sends the chin sideways. Absolutely pumped is Jordan Collier. And for very, very good reason.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get set to make this one official. This bout brought to you thanks to Confidential Tax and Business Services. Again, ladies and gentlemen, two debutants. Put your hands together for both fighters jumping into the cage here tonight. But after 48 seconds of round number one, your winner in spectacular fashion on debut. First win goes to the red corner, Jordan Collier. We'll grab a couple of words with our victor. Jordan, congratulations. Could you have scripted your debut any better than that?
No, look, you know, this was, perfect. 10 out of 10 for me, amazing.
So you landed that big right hand. Was that something you were looking for or thought you could find?
We worked on doubling up the jab and following through with the two. And, 1-2 landed, so, it's perfect.
And then the emotion after it, you were pretty pumped?
Yeah. The adrenaline was crazy. Obviously, debut, emotions fly high, so, unreal, really. It was amazing, so...
Preparation, I'm sure you imagine, and dreamt of this moment for a long time, and now you've made it come true.
Yeah, it's the camp was great, honestly. Shout out to Base, they really are amazing. Coaches, my teammates, shout out to everyone that helped me throughout this camp. My family, my girlfriend, everyone was amazing. So this is
How much did you feel the crowd and the energy that really lifted when you walked into this cage and you were announced?
Yeah, a lot. It was fucking unreal. So, amazing.
1-0, so keen to do it again?
Absolutely. Definitely see me back here, so,
Well, I think that's a yes, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for it. Congratulations, what a debut.
Thank you, everyone.
Jordan Collier, ladies and gentlemen.
And if you are loving this action so far from Beatdown Promotions 10, make sure to join us for our main card. Go to DAZN.com, DAZN.com, search Beatdown X, and of course subscribe to DAZN to watch.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to the next bout on our big card here tonight. This is Beatdown 10. We are here in Brisbane, the home of Beatdown Promotions' 10th show, 10th sold-out venue tonight, live for the first time on DAZN.com. So a big welcome to all of our viewers via YouTube. And also, don't forget to go to DAZN DAZN.com for all of our main bouts tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, we move on. Our big card here tonight, the next bout on our program, brought to you about Town Concrete. Let's bring out the two fighters. First of all, making her way to the cage to fight out of the blue corner, this is Jillian Hardy.
As Jillian Hardy seeks to make her way to the cage. 5-2, fighting out of Livestream Combat Academy, based in Perth, Australia. Jillian Hardy, she's just always in tremendous shape. And she fights like it. Proof of which was her Beatdown Promotions 5 fight against Jan Van Dynen, who feels like fought a lifetime ago after that 38-second KO by Jordan Collier. Hardy's TKO victory against Van Dynen was absolutely a standout. Coming into her amateur career with 4 wins on the trot, 2 of which she finished by TKO. However, in her last 3, she was stopped in the first round by the same woman. Last 2, sorry. 2 of her last 3 outings, she was stopped by the same woman, and that's got to be frustrating. Feeling that someone got the better of you, not just once, but twice, and being the only one that you've lost to. We'll see if that is fuel for the fire of Jillian Hardy as she takes on hard-hitting Erin Carter and looks to bounce back yet again.
And now introducing you to her opponent fighting out of the red corner. This is Erin Carter.
Erin Carter, a 2-2 product of the Ignite MMA gym on the Sunshine Coast, having represented Australia in kickboxing, in Muay Thai and in MMA. A 2017 kickboxing WMO world champ, 2019 International Thai Games winner, and silver at the IMMAF World Championships recently. I've also actually been ringside to one of her boxing outings when I was cornering, and I remember her having tidy style, using the sweet science in such a way that was impressive. She was a Commonwealth Games hopeful, yet after a questionable decision and a split decision loss, it proves to be our gain as she's brought that dedication to the cage and her tidy striking with it. She says that she loves this game, loves the fight. It's all she knows, and the journey continues. And today, that journey has brought her Jillian Hardy, who has struggled twice against the striking specialist. So if the game plan is to get Carter down and keep her there, that could be the path to victory for Jillian Hardy, because this Ignite MMA product is absolutely a whirlwind when it comes to the striking arts. And it could be a throwback to the glory days of striker versus grappler. And no better way to find out than to cross over to James O'Shea to make it happen.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, introducing you to this bout on our card here tonight. This one brought to you thanks to About Town Concrete. We fight in the featherweight division. Introducing to you first, standing across in the blue corner. Weighed in officially 65.9 kilos. Travels to Queensland, the Sunshine State, from Perth, Western Australia, where she is trained out of the Livestream Combat Academy. Her record to date, 7 fights, 5 wins and the 2 losses. This is Jillian Hardy. Her opponent standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. Weighed in officially 66.2 kilos. From the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, trained out of the Ignite MMA gym. A record to date, 4 fights, 2 wins and the 2 losses. Make some noise. This is Erin Carter. Referee in charge of the action, Mr. Thomas Churchill.
Our 5th fight of the evening, brought to you by About Town Concrete. Contractors. For high-quality concreting services in the Brisbane area, contact the experienced team at Beatdown Contractors. Head to abouttownconcrete.com.au for more info. Carter in the red, Hardy in the blue. And immediately you can see that Hardy's chosen to fight in the southpaw position, leaving the power side of both women open, and immediately Carter's finding success on the feet. That power side kick just proving to be a problem already. And Hardy got the memo, throwing the power side herself. In this open stairs, oh, and she goes upstairs, does Carter. She's finding the head and finding the chin of Hardy almost at will.
Yeah, it's always an exciting matchup when you have an orthodox fighter versus a southpaw fighter standing in that open stance, and the kicks from the power side just massive when they land.
And this has been a problem for Hardy. Girls finding her chin very early and often. And it looks to be nothing but that from Carter here tonight. If I'm Hardy, I am rethinking or I am moving my head, because the feet as a defense is not working. She's not getting out fast enough. She's getting caught on the end of these punches by Carter, let alone the kicks.
Yeah, absolutely. It's generally seen as good practice to try and take the outside foot position when in the open stance, and Erin Carter's doing a great job just stepping outside of Jillian Hardy and landing her left hand when they're exchanging.
Yeah, it lines up that power shoulder, that power punch with the chin of the opponent. It's such a good insight. If you're Carter here, do you choose to break? Yeah, for fear of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So in these, you can see, oh, and again, the rear hand from Carter. Blood coming out of the nose of Carter, but it still seems that Jillian Hardy is getting the worst of it. I think primarily because a lot of these shots are really hitting the chin of Hardy and sending that head backwards.
Yeah, absolutely. My mistake. I think I said left hand before. I meant the right hand of Erin Carter. It seems to be landing quite often. She steps outside of Jillian Hardy's front foot, and her right hand just lands straight down the center.
She's reaching out and pouring at that lead hand as well. So taking that out of the equation and then just firing that power hand just straight down the middle. It's so interesting to see that the orthodox fighter is getting the best of the southpaw fighter, when southpaw fighters, they fight righties all day. But Erin Carter, she really, really understood the assignment. And she's going to work on Jillian Hardy. Hardy's starting to move ahead. I really do like this. And Carter just picking up on that head movement and throws a shin. Here's the bell and start turning it on. A very, very difficult round for Jillian Hardy, who seems to be composing herself as she's walking back over, and Erin Carter's already there. She's already chill. She's already breathing. Before her coaches even came back in, she was already composed. And Jillian Hardy getting some sage advice in the corner about what to do next. As we head to our next-gen construction replay, it's just right hand and right leg. And if you're watching the feed, exactly what you were talking about, Jaden. Erin just knows how to get position, and bam, that was probably the worst of the lot. You could really tell that Jillian Hardy wasn't the same after it. You can see her wincing there in pain. And Erin Carter really picking up on it. She's smelling blood in the water there. As soon as she heard the clicker for that 10-second timer, she started to just turn it on Jillian Hardy. Second round. See if Jillian Hardy can make a better showing of herself. If you're Jillian Hardy, how are you adapting?
Yeah, it's tough. It can be so hard as well when you're in this open stance with someone who's landed a lot of big shots on you from their power side, because especially if you're struggling to discern whether it's going to be a kick or a punch, moving your head or level changing to avoid a punch could run your head straight into the line of their shin, and it starts to snowball on you. It's hard to predict what your partner's going to do.
And it's almost like Erin Carter knows all the outs that Jillian Hardy could have. As soon as she started moving ahead before, she just launched that head kick and said, no, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
The girls clinching, sending it up against the cage. I mean, this is almost a reprieve for Jillian Hardy at this point, being in the clinch and not eating that rear hand of Erin Carter or even that head kick.
Yeah, it looks like she tried to reverse Erin Carter again, like she had some success with in the first round.
And if Erin Carter wants to break from here, when she gets that dominant position, when she's the aggressor on the cage, she needs to frame. Frames are friends for the striker. If you frame against your opponent, you can make space and then you can break, because this is really just wasting time for Erin Carter, and this is fantastic for Jillian Hardy.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can see Erin Carter just trying to tug that arm out and it's getting caught. Oh, and that's fantastic from Jillian Hardy. If she can make it more of a dirty fight, dirty boxing, grabbing onto the clinch, and oh, she runs straight into a right hand of Erin Carter. It's not the static head movement on the outside that's a problem. It's when Jillian's throwing. Her head is just right there. Lands a shot on Erin Carter right on the chin. And the bleeding from the nose of Erin Carter is because of Erin Carter's willingness to stay in the pocket. She's hitting as Jillian Hardy's going, The shots to Erin Carter are going to the nose. The shots from Carter onto Hardy are going on the chin.
Yeah, absolutely.
Carter finding another dominant position against the cage. But Jillian Hardy turns it and uses that underhook. This is such a stifling, difficult position to be in, pretty much for both girls.
Yeah, absolutely. It must be somewhat frustrating for Jillian Hardy if she wanted to grapple, because Erin Carter seems to... They're both reversing each other against the fence, no one really establishing position, and they end up back in the center of the cage, breaking and striking.
And doing exactly that is Erin Carter. I'd like to see Erin Carter almost pressure more. She's sitting back and welcoming the exchanges, and that is exactly what I was alluding to. It wasn't too little too late. It was the icing on the cake, in my opinion. Another dominant round from a dominant Erin Carter, and Jillian Hardy looks to be two in the hole. We try not to be judges ourselves in the corner, but it just looks to be so dominant. As we go to our next gen construction replay, it's all Jillian Hardy. Excuse me, it's all Erin Carter. And look, just time and time again, Erin Carter being the aggressor, especially right there at the end of the round. That was really the nail in the coffin for that round for me.
Yeah, it looked like Jillian Hardy's corner was calling to smother the opponent during the round. I'm sure they don't really want to stay at that end range where Jillian was kind of just getting picked apart, almost, for lack of a better way to put it.
Yeah, absolutely. There is success in the striking for Jillian Hardy. It's just not at that range. It's not at that kickboxing range. It's not at that Muay Thai range. Where Erin Carter's, as we mentioned, I mean, she's fought on the world stage in those arts. It is punching into smother and just getting all over her, punching her in the clinch, punching her as she exit the clinch. Really using those different aspects of the clinch. And here we see it. That is a spot where she could have framed and she could have struck from, but I mean, it's so easy to say sitting outside here in the cage and not being in the middle of the action, especially when you're fighting someone like Erin Carter, who's really battered you for the better part of 2 rounds. Tussling against the cage yet again. That dominant head position that Erin Carter keeps showing, it really does dictate a lot of the action on the cage, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And it seems like Jillian Hardy's corner was calling for her to take the back of Erin Carter, but she couldn't quite get behind.
Some activity from Jillian Hardy. Is still a lot more fight in her. You can just hear the desperation in her corner.
Yeah, Jillian's getting to good position. She's in an over-under with her hands locked. She's not quite able to capitalize just yet.
Erin Carter just straight back to it. Jillian Hardy is finding success in those in-between moments, and here we go again, the clinch. This is where she should be trying to get to a better position, trying to win inside position and strike, in my opinion. Even if she gets this takedown, I can't see it doing much for her in the eyes of the judges.
Yeah, absolutely. This would be a great position if maybe we were still in the first round, but it's tricky now after potentially being down 2 rounds. Even if you get a great position like Jillian Hardy has now, you take your partner down to the mat, you're under so much pressure to try and finish them in such a short amount of time.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth, especially pressure. The pressure that Jillian Hardy is feeling, not just being 2 rounds down, but being wounded, like literally and metaphorically. I mean, it's the pride of knowing that you're 2 rounds down. You can hear the desperation when your corner's talking to you like that you know that it is not going your way.
Yeah, Jillian Hardy, she's doing a great job now controlling Erin Carter and looking a little bit more offensive. It might just be a little bit too late in the bout for her to get up on the scorecards.
Yeah, if she needs a finish, which we assume that she does, I don't see it happening here. There's the in-between spots where she could strike. She's getting to very, very good positions for knees and grabbing on and punching. She's actually making a good account of herself in these dirty boxing exchanges. I think if she did that much earlier on, it could be a very different fight. And this is the range that we were talking about, that Erin Carter just finds a home in. That little late shot there from Jillian Hardy, who really did put everything on the line, especially right there at the end of the 3rd round. Wow, what a battle. What a fight. Jillian Hardy just proving that she's tough as nails, and with guys like Cullen South-Kild in her corner, you can see just there. It makes perfect sense that she is. But the standout for me in this one was Erin Carter, as we go to our next-gen construction replay. And it really was that rear hand that you alluded to, Jaden. She just found a home for it.
Yeah, and it's tough. Like I mentioned before, it's tough when that rear hand starts landing and then the opponent starts kicking as well. You go to level change under that rear hand and you run straight into a knee or a kick. It's easy looking on the outside to say, well, just level change and move your head. Not so easy in the fight. Sometimes you put yourself in a worse position.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Sage wisdom from the veteran himself, Jaden Binney. And that was a very, very fun fight. This was the dark horse. I mean, in a card where so many fights almost overshadow each other, we've got a title fight happening, we've got the co-main happening from 2 absolute dogs. This was the fight that we thought could have been the dark horse. And I mean, that dark horse was Erin Carter, and she's now in the light. I think she's a fantastic talent. The amount of striking prowess that she's shown, especially being at Ignite, I think the world's her oyster.
Ladies and gentlemen, to make this one unofficial, brought to you with thanks to the team from About Town Concrete. Please give them both a round of applause. Great 3 rounds of action there. We go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges score the contest 29-28 to your winner by unanimous decision. And it goes to the red corner, Erin Carter! We'll grab a couple of words with our winner. Erin, congratulations. A tough 3 rounds, but another win on the board for you.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm a little disappointed in my performance, but it's the first time back in 3 years, so I suppose I can only come up from here. So,
It's the first one back in a while, but was it nice to be back in the middle again here?
Yeah, it feels really good. I've had to overcome a lot to get back here, so yeah, that's feel really good.
You looked very comfortable at range. Did you find that you could really dominate from the outside?
Yeah, I've had over 100 striking fights, so yeah, that was my game coming in, just to try and keep that range. But Jillian's tough as hell, so yeah, props to her.
Congratulations. Final thing, I'm sure there's a lot of people you'd like to thank tonight.
Thank you. I just want to thank all my team, my corner, Koshi, Jamie, Ryan. And most of all my dad. I wouldn't be here without him, so I love you very much.
Congratulations. Enjoy tonight. Great to have you back.
Thank you.
I'm almost tearing up myself. It's beautiful to see just how dedicated these athletes are to these pursuits. It's beautiful. You can see Jamie Edenson, main event participant herself, getting teary. If she's allowed to cry and she's tough as nails, it means I'm allowed to shed a tear. Beatdown 10, powered by DAZN. If you want to join us for our international main event for our first title, that's a welterweight scrap between Townsville's Jack James and Blood Diamond out of Auckland. Go to DAZN.com, that's DAZN.com, search Beatdown X and subscribe to DAZN to watch.
Ladies and gentlemen, that takes us to the next bout on our program here tonight. And this one in the featherweight division, and it's brought to you again with thanks to the team from About Town Concrete Contractors. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, making his way to the cage to fight out of the blue corner, this is Alex Ross!
I love it. Coming out to kiss. Setting the tone is Alex Ross. 4-2 fifth wave MMA product out of Brisbane. He's returning to the beatdown cage for the third consecutive time in as many fights. And after suffering a submission loss to Thomas Shellhammer, who was also meant to be on this card, and then emerging triumphant with a first round sub on Beatdown 9, Alex Ross seems primed to continue his streak of wins, with each and every one coming by way of submission thus far. 3 of them were by rear naked choke, and it's safe to say it's very unsafe when Alex Ross forces opponents to the ground and latches onto their backs when they try to rise. And we've mentioned it before, his only losses coming from legit competition, which is what these amateur fights are for, and can be such a mixed bag, which is what makes them so entertaining in the first place. And as Alex Ross makes his way to the cage, he'll welcome a fellow beatdown favourite back inside the Beatdown Promotions cage.
And now introducing you to his opponent, making his way to the cage to fight out of the red corner. This is Jarvis Wickham.
Lovely little crowd pop for Jarvis Wickham, the base training centre fighter who really emulates everything that gym offers. 2 and 3 has snapped the streak of fruitless outings and returns to a raucous crowd of supporters. Promoted, to brown belt since his last outing. So at least on paper, he and Ross appears. He's solid and lots of fun standing. And when he chooses to strike, and he mixes it up, taking the fight wherever he sees himself, getting the advantage. Proven by his guillotine submission victory in the third round of a fun fight on Beatdown 8. How much fun he is when he's fighting is equally as much fun he is on the microphone. Should he emerge victorious here tonight, one of 5 base fighters on tonight's card. And fun fight is a way to describe Jarvis Wickham, whose 2 and 3 record belies his undefeated record on the microphone. As we cross to James O'Shea to get this fight underway.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, introducing you to this bout on our card here tonight. It's brought to you thanks to About Town Concrete. It is in the featherweight division, introducing to you first, standing across in the blue corner. Weighed in officially 65.7 kilos. From Brisbane, trained out of the Fifth Wave MMA gym. Record to date, 6 fights, 4 wins to the 2 losses. This is Alex Ross! His opponent standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. Weighed in officially 65.8 kilos. From right here in Brisbane, the River City, Queensland, he's trained out of the base training centre. Record in the cage, 5 fights, 2 wins and the 3 losses. He is the always entertaining, crowd pleasing, makes a noise. This is Jarvis Wickham! Referee in charge of the action is Chris Hay.
Fight number 6 on our card, brought to you by About Town Concrete Contractors. For high-quality concreting services in Brisbane, contact the experienced team at About Town Concrete Contractors. Head to abouttownconcrete.com.au for more. And immediately Wickham is getting to work. Wickham in the red, Ross in the blue. And Ross is just sending them on back, staying very composed and trying to wrap up the neck of a very aggressive Wickham. And it's Wickham who finishes the single, and such a flurry of action, it's hard to stay on top of it all.
Yeah, wild start to this fight. Jarvis making a lot of level changes there at first on the feet, and it looked like he got caught by a pretty dangerous knee, but he managed to just shake it off, and now he's on a body lock.
I mean, butterfly guard on the bottom, it's sort of a unique position to be in, but it's a very good attacking one. Oh, right as I say that.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Catastrophic outcome for Mr. Alex Ross there, attempting to elevate Jarvis and just pulled mount.
And Wickham just staying aggressive and gets his back taken as a result. And look at how we alluded to it in the fighter introductions. Ross just jumps on the back and he's immediately attacking the neck. One hook in and he's squeezing, trying to upgrade his legs, and Wickham's about it. Throws the leg over into an armbar.
Oh, that looks...
Oh, you can see the arm of Wickham just getting tweaked, but it might be past the elbow line.
Oh, great work.
Oh, Wickham smiling and laughing, talking to the crowd. What is going on?
Yeah, this is the craziest first round I think we've seen tonight. This is a wild exchange. Both boys just in finishing positions the entire start of this round.
And this is what you see when grapplers get really aggressive. You get these cool, fun exchanges, and people just actually love watching you fight. Alex Ross, no exception. All his submission victories have been so fun, and Wickham never been in a dull fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Wickham now consolidated a pretty good position in this cross-body ride.
And Alex Ross really knowing it, trying to hold on. Not to the glove, he's trying to hold on to stop the strikes from Wickham, and as soon as he gets that hand free, we just see exactly what I was talking about. Dominant position, and with the mount, Ross stuck between a punch and a hard place as Wickham just starts raining him down.
Jarvis on the back now. It looked like when he was ground and pounding there, he punched himself in the arm a couple of times, but on the back now, looking to finish this strangle.
If you're Ross, what are you doing?
Crying, really. I mean, I'm trying to stand back up, but this cross-body ride position, you have to be careful, because if you just try and recklessly get up, you gas. And sometimes it can be better to expose your back, have your partner attack your back, and then try and escape in a way where you actually end up in a good position once you escape.
Right. There's so many escapes from the back. I mean, you do no-gi from the very first time you step into an MMA gym, but that cross-body ride is such a unique position. And especially when you need to explode and use so much of your gas tank to get out of there, sometimes it's really just not worth it when it's so early in the fight.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure both men are feeling some cardiovascular tension right now. That was a wild first round.
As we go to our next-gen construction replay, you know it's good when it starts with the glove touch. And Ross, we saw him super aggressive on the feet, and Wickham, just no preservation for himself. He went absolutely at Ross the whole time, went through those submissions, got to a very, very good position. And sometimes when you escape a position, not saying this happened to Ross, but sometimes you throw an armbar up, a guy escapes and get into a dominant position on you. It's got to erode your will.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't agree more. It undermines your confidence. When you're in a finishing position, you know the bout should have been over, and you just... It just slips out of your grasp. It's very frustrating.
And speaking of frustrating, Alex Ross having words with the official. It looks like he is quite frustrating. And for good reason. That wasn't the best of rounds. Oh, beautiful. Ross choosing to go to work on the strikes. Uses the Gillo to flip him over, but Wickham has just got such a strong base.
Yeah, well, that was the exact same start to the first round. It was Jarvis finished the single leg, but prior to that, he level changed straight into a knee from Alex Ross. But he manages to end up on top again.
And it's very meat and potatoes grappling from Wickham, but, man, it's paying the bills.
Yeah, absolutely. In the first round, when Jarvis went to take the back and he just fell off and got off balance forward, and it looks like he's doing a better job this time just consolidating between steps so he doesn't just get bench pressed off and he can actually do some damage.
Yeah, and it's those little subtle things like the grapevines that Wickham had. And now he's trying to lock up a submission, and Ross is really just all over it.
Yeah, Alex Ross is still got a lot of energy. I don't think he's too gassed just yet, so a submission right now, that arm triangle might be difficult, but a strangle from the back is a much more powerful strangle, I'd say. That's one you can finish on someone who is still got a lot of fight left in them, if you can lock your hands.
Yeah, and Alex Ross absolutely got a lot of fight left in him. Wickham in this dominant position. The onus really is on Ross to move from here.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you are Alex Ross, you're unfortunately caught in a dilemma where if you try and escape, you use a lot of energy. And if you don't try and escape, you just get scored on and beat up pretty much.
Oh, Wickham going for a twister. I'm not so sure that's legal in the amateur ranks.
Oh my goodness, you're right, Jake. This could be a catastrophe for Jarvis.
Man, this is kind of like when a car parks on a train tracks. Oh, and Alex Ross uses it to at least get out of that position, and Wickham just looking to get back on him immediately. They rise, there's a hand down, but Ross goes back down to all fours. I think that was smart because under the new rules, if he has 2 feet and 1 hand on the ground, you can be knee to the head. Ross knowing that, and it looks like he's gone down to have 4 points of contact.
Yeah, interesting position Jarvis is elected to kind of sit and strike from.
Yeah, why not? Alex Ross again talking to the officials. Holding onto the wrist, just making sure that guillotine doesn't come to fruition. Look how heavy the hips are of Wickham. He's just driving those things in, forcing Ross to absorb all of his weight. It's really Ross against gravity and Wickham.
Yeah, that's really well put, and Jarvis is doing a good job exploiting that.
Yeah, absolutely, and then just aggressively finishing off that round. This is not the way I thought the fight would go. I thought this would be a slobber knocker finish if it was Wickham. And I thought it might be a grappling showcase from Alex Ross. I didn't think Ross would put Wickham away. His grappling is quite solid. But it proves to be Wickham who's showing the upper hand in the grappling exchanges. And when he's getting to a dominant position, he's really keeping it. And in our next-gen replay, there's that kick. Will come off a knee, single leg. Ross being proactive and Wickham ending up in the better spot. The guy just has a way of turning misfortune around on its head.
Yeah, sometimes some of the stock standard jiu-jitsu techniques, for example, that sumigashi or corner throw Alex was trying off his back, sometimes in MMA there's a bit of Vaseline, there's a bit of sweat. They just don't work the same way they do with your jiu-jitsu and rash guards on. And it looks like Jarvis has taken advantage of that.
And they get to go again. Third round, Alex Ross showing a little bit of urgency. Oh, you can just hear those shots, and Wickham just waiting for the single.
Yeah, again, there's all 3 rounds he's managed to complete that single leg. Now Alex Ross in a reaping position, which
He needs to be very careful, doesn't he, if he starts attacking that ankle.
Yeah, if I'm correct, I believe the heel hook is also an illegal technique. I think his corner's telling him not to do it.
Very, very, very sage advice. Oh, and Wickham recognised the position, recognised that Ross got a little bit aggressive, went for the head, jumped over the hips. If you go for that guillotine choke without the hips, you essentially have nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. At best, nothing, and at worst, sometimes countered by a Von Flue choke, which would be a very embarrassing submission to lose by.
This is really a different side of Jarvis Wickham that we're seeing here tonight. Very mature. Very dominant. Yeah. Alex Ross is no joke, especially on the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. He's attempting good techniques, and it looks like the way Jarvis just keeps managing to slip out and out scramble him, it seems like it's starting to frustrate Alex Ross. Fair enough.
Yeah, it has to be frustrating. Physically, mentally, especially because Wickham is getting to these positions. Ross is doing a lot of the right things, a lot of these traditional escapes, but when you've got a very, very strong base and when you can just get punched in the face, and it changes up so much of what's happening, and it looks like Alex Ross is getting frustrated even when he's doing all the right things.
Yeah, absolutely. As they say, don't get mad, just get even. And fortunately, Alex Ross is not really getting a chance to get even in this round.
Yeah, it's becoming a shutout. Yeah, the corner just saying to Alex, let's go. But, man, it's way easier said than done. Especially when a guy is on your back like that and he's constantly attacking. It puts you in that spiral of defense, and that's what we're seeing from Alex Ross. He's just... You can't win when you're trying to survive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at how aggressively Jarvis Wickham is jumping on his back. That is under the neck too. And he is squeezing. That is a tap. 2 fights, 2 third-round submissions for Jarvis Wickham, who is truly coming out into his own. Wow. Awesome. Bathing in the crowd and their adulation from what was a fantastic showing and a dominant victory from Jarvis Wickham. Really, really cool to see a guy mature and just fight so calm, just fight so professionally. I mean, he made so many good choices. Took very little risk because he was just dominating the whole time. And there's that kick, there's the single leg. That was like a single leg each round, hey?
Yeah, to start every round. That was Alex Ross's undoing. Every single round was he threw a kick or a knee and he got single legged off it.
The recipe for Jarvis Wickham, very interesting. If he can get that good between fights, what's he going to look like next time?
Yeah, props to Jarvis Wickham for just not caring about the kick or the knee and just grabbing it regardless and taking his opponent down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get set to make this one official. This one brought to you with thanks to our sponsor, About Town Concrete. But ladies and gentlemen, give them both a round of applause. Again, fantastic display here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make this one official though. 2 minutes 33 of your third and final round. Your winner by submission, and it goes to the red corner, Jarvis Wickham.
Watch out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll grab a few words with our winner. I'm not going to lie, I was hoping I'd get the chance to speak to you tonight. Now that you've said that we better look out, who knows what could happen here. First of all, congratulations. What a performance. You must be thrilled.
Oh, mate, firstly, thanks for everyone to coming down here. I love stepping into Beatdown Promotions, which is the best promotion. So thank you for that. Thanks to Alex. I really respect anyone that gets in here. Alex is 6'2" for a fucking featherweight. That's crazy, bro. So the game plan was to come and strike with him, and then he started hitting me in the face, so I thought, nah, better do something else. So yeah, he hit me with a body kick in the third. I thought I was pissing blood, bro. That shit was rough. But yeah, thank you for everyone. Thanks to the Damo for the show, and hey, yeah, that's about it.
You've covered a fair bit there. But you adjusted on the run there, and then once you got him onto the ground, did you feel you had control of it from that point.
Yeah, with respect, I felt much stronger in the grappling. I've been grappling for years, 11 years, 12 years. Shout out to Lemos Jiu-Jitsu, 10 years now. Thank you to Base Training Center, great gym. Yeah, I felt like once I was on top, I wanted to get a bit more damage, but I also didn't want him to stand up, so I was like, I'll just hold him here.
And it took until 2 minutes 33 of the third, but when you had that opportunity, you seized it and ended the night.
Yeah, mate, I wasn't letting him get out of that. So once I had that choke, that was it. I was squeezing till I died. So thank you, everyone. Thank you. Have a great night.
Congratulations. Enjoy it. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Jarvis Wickham.
Oh, I am so happy he got to be on the mic. What a treasure. Remains undefeated on the mic, and that's his second third-round submission victory. It must just be a pressure cooker being in there with Jarvis Wickham. So hard to put him away, and don't you dare go away. Stay with us for Beatdown Promotions 10, our main card welterweight title. Our first title in the promotion's history will be decided tonight in our international main event at DAZN.com. Go to DAZN.com, DAZN.com, search Beatdown X. Subscribe to DAZN to watch.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that takes us to the final bout on our big preliminary card. So again, to all of our audience via DAZN YouTube, we hope you are enjoying all of the action. And when we get into our main card, we are over across at DAZN.com. This is Beatdown 10, brought to you with thanks to Next Gen Constructions here from Brisbane, the home of Beatdown, right here at Eaton's Hill Hotel. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring out the fighters for the next bout. This one brought to you with thanks to Confidential Tax and Business Services. We do it in the super lightweight division. Introducing to you first, making his way to the cage to fight out of the blue corner. This is Ben Evans.
And we are going to say this a lot tonight, but he throws with bad intentions. He spots openings or even just looks in the action he likes, and it all gas, no break from Ben Evans. 2-0, all finishes, 1 sub and 1 TKO. Fighting out of Ignite MMA, aka the Dunstan Death Squad. He has a fairly traditional boxing heavy game, not just in the fact he throws hands, but he goes body head, and apart from kicking the midsection, in itself a dying art in MMA, in my opinion. Going to the body tells me he's switched on. He knows to invest in taking the lungs away from opponents. Not just to open up shots to the head, but because those deposits to the body, they'll pay interest throughout the fight. His prowess on the feet isn't limited to simply striking. He's no slouch should they clinch. And with teammates such as Ryan Martinez and Sean Gorchie in the mix, he's no doubt been through the ringer. This is quite the matchup in our featured prelim of the evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, now introducing you to his opponent to fight out of the red corner. This is Eamon Quinn O'Connor.
Eamon Quinn O'Connor, 4-1 integrated MMA fighter. We said this on his last outing in the cage, that he was looking to cement himself as a top Aussie amateur, and I say that cement has well and truly dried. He never looks lost on the feet or in grappling exchanges. He never makes choices that make you scratch your head. And he never really takes any uncalculated risks. He has all the callings of a pro fighter, and he's only getting stronger each time out. He's strung 3 wins together on the trot and has done so against opponents with the edge over him on paper, and each and every time he's just solved each problem headed his way. Similar to his opponent Ben Evans, he knows when to go below. I remember seeing and being genuinely impressed, not as a commentator but as a coach and martial artist, was when Quinn O'Connor, throwing the right hand, he threw the straight right to the body against the southpaw, knowing that the liver was front and center against the lefty, and won the fight as a result. And as we roll into our co-featured prelim, we hand it over to James O'Shea to introduce our fighters.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing you to this bout on our card tonight is brought to you with thanks to Confidential Tax and Business Services. We do it in the super lightweight division. Introducing to you first, standing across in the blue corner, tip the scales, ready to go, 74.10 kilos. From the Sunshine Coast, trained out of the Ignite MMA gym. Record to date, 2 fights for 2 wins. This is Ben Evans. His opponent standing across in the red corner. Weighted officially 75.2 kilos. From right here in Brisbane, trained out of the integrated MMA gym. Record to date, 5 fights, 4 wins, just the 1 loss. Brisbane, this is Eamon Quinn O'Connor. Referee in charge of the action is Mr. Peter Hickmott.
Our featured prelim fight number 7 on the card is brought to you by CTBS. For all tax, finance and business accounting and advice, head to ctbs.net.au for more information on how CTBS can help your business. Eamon Quinn O'Connor in the red, Ben Evans in the blue. Oh, and immediately Ben Evans cracks him with a lead hand. An uppercut to follow. I saw Ben Evans out here earlier getting warmed up, and he looked so spicy on the feet. Eamon just so smart in that regard, just knowing that he got cracked a few times, doesn't like it, immediately changes the game.
Yeah, quick start for the boys, and great work by Eamon Quinn O'Connor to take Ben Evans down there just so he has a second to try and recover his mental faculties.
Yeah, but even as active he was on the feet, he seems to be as active, if not more so, on the bottom, immediately trying to go from the triangle and fight and get himself back up. Just numbers from Ben Evans very early. No single strikes. He was just throwing punches in bunches. You can just see Eamon trying to bite down on the mouth guard and go for that counter. Almost a head clash more than once. Again, numbers from Ben Evans. Oh, it's a right hand! O'Connor's down! Man! He's still not okay! Whoa, big right hand from Ben Evans. That just sent Eamon Quinn O'Connor to the mat in a big way. Whoa, Ben Evans, absolutely no joke. And Eamon Quinn O'Connor, neither, which makes this such a loaded victory. That was a big right hand. And it looks to me that it was the right call, because Quinn O'Connor tried to get up. It looks like he stumbled. Not sure if that was a referee's fault, trying to keep him safe. But one thing is for sure, that was a gigantic right hand as we go to our next-gen construction replay. Quinn O'Connor with the hands down. You saw him stare at the roof when that punch landed, Jaden.
Yeah, massive punch by Ben Evans. And the whole fight, he was just throwing punches with bad intentions. Just planting his feet and throwing with as much power as he possibly could on every punch.
Yeah, that overhand right, it's the answer to a lot of questions. Jab, overhand right. They throw a right hand, overhand right. And I mean, it was the answer that really solved the puzzle that's Eamon O'Quinn, and did so in dominant fashion in the very first round for Ben Evans.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get set to make this one official. This one brought to you thanks to Confidential Tax and Business Services. Again, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for both of our fighters here in our super lightweight contest. But ladies and gentlemen, 1:07 of round number 1. The fight comes to an end. Your winner by TKO, and it goes to the blue corner, Ben Evans. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll grab a couple of words with our winner here. Ben, congratulations. That's how you finish with a statement.
I just wasn't that too bad, eh?
Talk us through it. You were pretty pumped when you landed that right hand.
Yeah. Work hard. Yeah. Thanks to Ryan, bro. Yeah.
Congratulations. Enjoy tonight. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, our winner there. So lets his fists do the talking, and wow, what a performance there from Ben Evans. Goes to 3-0.
If you joined us thus far, that is just a taste of the action that we've got coming up on our main card. Beatdown 10 live on DAZN.com, DAZN.com. Go to DAZN.com, search Beatdown X and subscribe to DAZN to watch. We've got plenty more action coming up with the pro portion of our card. And of course, in our main event, it's Blood Diamond out of Auckland fighting Jack James. Nothing soft has ever come out of Townsville, and Jack James is no exception in our international main event for our first ever championship title in the welterweight division. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll have a small 15-minute intermission before beginning our main card. Make sure you head to DAZN.com, search Beatdown 10 and subscribe to watch our main card.